Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, The Simple Life of Natalie Jo. I saw this quote earlier on Facebook that I thought was very interesting and I thought I'd share it with you. So I'm just going to read it, so if I look down, that's what I'm doing. It says, every drawer you sort now is one less decision someone you love will have to make while they're grieving. Decluttering can be more than cleaning. Sometimes it's an act of care for people who aren't ready to lose you. I thought that was very interesting, only for the fact that I didn't think of it that way before. But it could be, you know, like it said, an act of care for someone, something that they don't have to sort through, something of yours that might trigger an emotion, good or bad. That they had about you or felt for you. I mean, depending on what it is, it's like, I don't know, photos. Photos can trigger good memories, happy memories, sad memories, stuff like that. But if you're just holding on to stuff, 100 pens, I don't know, that was just an example. A bunch of pens, a bunch of things you don't really need or want, or trash that they have to deal with, they might be a little, I don't know, frustrated, upset, maybe a little bit more upset that they couldn't get, that it's taking so long, something like that. I don't know what emotion you want to associate with that. But like I said, it could be almost anything. It could be a, almost any emotion or response, but it was just something to think about if you're trying to find some motivation to declutter, or wanting something else to think about of why you want to minimize the stuff you have in your home. Maybe wait to buy a replacement item, because we all need things, we all need stuff to live. Shampoo, body wash, hairbrushes, things like that, food, some clothes. But when you buy things like that, if you're just buying them to buy them, that's one thing. But if you're buying them when you actually need them, that's a different thing. So if you have one unopened body wash versus like 12 or 20, that's a different story. That's something that they have to deal with, something they have to clutter before they can. I don't know if like everyone has a different living situation. So if it's like a house that they're trying to get ready to sell, or an apartment that you have that they're trying to clean out, so they can give the keys back to the apartment complex, apartment manager, or whatever have you, the landlord, if it's a house that you were renting, stuff like that. It just makes it easier on them, less stressful when they're already upset of losing someone, upset of, you thinking about all the memories they've had with you, stuff like that. It's just going to make the whole entire process of cleaning out your space, cleaning out your items more easy and more manageable for them, so they don't have to, feel overwhelmed along with grief, along with everything else they're feeling. I mean, if you think about it, depending on what the situation is, if someone's been super, not super, but like extremely unwell, it's something that was expected, even, maybe you're thinking, oh, they're not in pain anymore, they're not sick anymore, stuff like that. That's fine, that's great. But if it was unexpected, they're also dealing with a sudden loss, a sudden, void in their life, I guess, what you want to call it. It just makes the whole process of grieving and sorting, less overwhelming for them. And it's one of those things where you want to, you don't have to, but it's also one of those, if you're watching this channel, I'm assuming you want tips and tricks and ideas to help you, motivate you, or help you declutter, but also motivate you to or give you a why, a sense of purpose, a sense of why you're decluttering, a sense of what decluttering is, what you hope to accomplish with decluttering your home or your space, for the future, for now, for the future, for any type of situation. Even if it's not something like you lost someone or someone lost you, it's what if you have to move suddenly, a loss of space, something like that. Let's say that you're renting a house. I've heard this a bunch of times with like a private landlord. You're renting a house and he decides to sell the property. And he goes, okay, you have X amount of days to move out. 30, 60, whatever it is. X amount of days to move out. How overwhelmed are you going to be if you have all this extra stuff in your house that you're not even using? It's going to be more stressful, more overwhelming for you. So start, even if that's not happening to you, start with something like that now. Okay, let's say that you are renting a house from someone, or a space from someone in a private landlord situation. What are you trying to do to make things better? What are you trying to, are you being a good tenant? Are you being a good steward of your space, their space? So just think of it like that if you need some extra motivation, because it's going to be one of those things where, along with grief, along with any other emotion you want to associate with a loss of a person, a loss of anything, a pet, even a pet. Just think about a pet that you've had forever. They suddenly pass away. It happens. I get it. This is a sad, sad video. Then you're left with all the things that you had for them. If it's cat, you have the litter boxes, the litter, food, bowls, stuff like that. So yeah, you want to deal with their stuff in a respectful, meaningful way, and it might take you a day or two to get around to it, which is fine. Everyone grieves in their own way, but if you own less stuff, less things that your loved ones have to manage after you pass, it's going to make the whole grieving process easier for them, so they don't have as many things to deal with, along with planning a funeral, whatever they're planning, a memorial service, stuff like that for them, for you. So just keep that in mind if you want some extra guidance, I guess, because everyone has things they want to accomplish. Maybe they're only, maybe you have loved ones in a different town or a different state that maybe only have a certain amount of time that they have before they have to return to work. And if it takes so much time to get everything out of your house, it might, things might not go where you want them to go, or stuff like that. Just keep that in mind. If you want people to have certain things, make a list, write it down at least. It doesn't have to be anything official. I have heard that if you want to do kind of like not really a will, but kind of a will, that your car insurance company, your local agent, there should be, you can do this almost anywhere, but you should be able to, banks have notaries, you can just make a simple, a simple, I don't know what you want to call it, letter, paperwork that says, in the event of my passing or my death, I want this person to have these things, this person to have these things, just stuff like that, and then they can notarize it for you. I don't know if they have to keep a copy and then you have a copy, but yeah, so it's just one of those things, just to keep in mind while you're trying to sort through things, declutter things, stuff like that. And I hope you have a great week, guys, and keep living the simple life.